Good morning, everyone. And on behalf of GFDC Aldona Center, a warm welcome to each and every one of you for this cake distribution function. Your friends or students, we have in our midst the MLA of Aldona constituency, Advocate Carlos Alvarez-Pereira, as the chief guest for today's function. On behalf of all of us, we welcome Advocate Carlos Pereira in our midst. A big applause and welcome. We have our guest of honor for today's function, Dr. Geeta Nagwekar. She is the Executive Director of SAG and Member Secretary of GFDC. A warm welcome to you, Dr. Geeta, in our midst. We have Sister Rosarine A.C. You'll know her, no? Who is she? Okay, she's the principal, headmistress of St. Thomas Girls High School, Aldona. A warm welcome to you, sister, for this function. We have Mr. Subhash Rao and Mrs. Nathaline Kulaso. They are 5 members of our village panchayat, Aldona. Welcome to you, Nathaline and Subhash. We have Mr. Franklin Ronken, who is the administrative staff of GFDC. A warm welcome to you, Franklin. Yes. So also, a live wire we always call him in our club, Mr. Blaise de Cruz. He is the center head of this GFDC center, Aldona. Welcome to you, Mr. Blaise. And our PT teacher of this school, Ms. Maria Lobo. Welcome to you. Thank you. And as a token of our love and appreciation for their presence over here, we present to them 40 plants. I request the students to please present the potted plants to our guests. First, we have our MLA, who is the chief guest for today's function, Advocate Carlos Alvarez-Pereira. Please present a potted plant to our chief guest. Yes. Thank you. A potted plant to our guest of honor, Dr. Geeta Nagwekar. She is the Executive Director of SAG and Member Secretary of GFDC. Sister Rosarine A.C., Headmistress of St. Thomas Girls High School, Aldona. Mrs. Nathaline Kulaso, branch member of Village Panchayat, Aldona. Mr. Subhash Rao, branch member of Aldona. Mr. Franklin Ronken, administrative staff. Mr. Blaise de Cruz, center head of GFDC Aldona Center. Ms. Maria Lobo, PT teacher of St. Thomas Girls High School, Aldona. Thank you. And now, let's begin with our program invoking God's presence in our midst. I request the student of this school, Briel Fernandez, to do the needful.
Father in heaven, we ask your blessings on all the dignitaries gathered here and students. Give each one of us your graces to support one another to achieve excellence in the field of sports. We are grateful that the dignitaries who have taken time off to distribute the football kit for us. May we do our best with your blessings in the field of sports. Thank you, our loving Father. We make this prayer through our loving Father. Amen.
Yeah, thank you, Briel, for the lovely prayer. And now, may I request the headmistress of St. Thomas Girls High School, Aldona, Sister Rosarine AC, to formally welcome the gathering. Sister.
A very good morning to you, our chief guest, Advocate Carlos, guest of honor, Dr. Geeta Nagwikar, Mr. Blaze, the center head of Kitla, GFDC, Panch members of Aldona Panchayat, Mrs. Neti Kulaso, and other dignitaries at the days. We are really very grateful to each one of you for spending your time here with us and other times helping us in all our undertakings. We are grateful for extending your help for us in distributing the kit for our students for the football. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to each of the dignitaries for this function. Your encouragement and support brings out the hidden talents of our students. We are grateful to you for the same. Football is one of the games that brings together an entire country, regardless of political or religious differences. Football is more than a game. It is a passion that helps us or the players to achieve their goals in life. And we Goans love football. We have passion for it. My gratitude to all the dignitaries once again, and especially I will quote Sir Warren, who has brought about passion in our students too, and Mr. Blaze for his continual help for our students in different games and providing us the facilities to use the premises of the ground. Thank you, and God bless each one of you.
Thank you, sister. May I now request Teacher Maria Lobo, PE teacher of the school, to present the school report.
Good morning, everyone. The report of achievement for the past year in football. In the year 2019-2020-22, GFDC Center started in Kitla, and many of our students started their practices under Coach Warrell, Coach Sundar and Coach Deborah. The same year, the school team participated in the under 14 and under 17 inter-school taluka level tournament. But this tournament was on hold because of the COVID pandemic. The same year, under 16 team participated in the inter-school tournament organized by St. Xavier's School, Moira, and were the runners-up for the tournament. Under 13 team took part in the Little Girls League organized by Fossagor Foundation, and our students were the runners-up for the same tournament. Due to the pandemic, the coaching, the tournaments, everything was on hold. But once the school was reopened, even the centers started with their normal practices. This was in the year 2022-23. That same year, under 14 and under 17 team were the runners-up at the taluka level organized by the SYA. In the year 2023-2024, the under-17 team were the runners-up at the taluka level. The under-16 team were the runners-up at the inter-school tournament organized by St. Xavier's, Moira. The under-13 team again were the runners-up at the Little Girls League. In the year 2024-25, under-17 team were the runners-up again at the taluka level. Under-16 team took part at the Moira tournament that is organized by St. Xavier's School and were the runners-up again. And from this week, that is on 23rd, we are starting with the Fossa Goa Foundation is starting with their normal Little Girls League, and our school team is participating. Thank you.
Thank you, Teacher Maria. Now, I request our guest of honor, Dr. Geeta Nagwekar, to address the speech.
I'm very happy to see everyone blooming in the spirit of sports, football in particular. And the primary focus in many cases is academics, which is certainly an important aspect in building students' career and their life. But many fail to recognize the importance of sports. Before I proceed further, I'm delighted to acknowledge the presence of Advocate Carlos Pereira, Honorable MLA of Aldona constituency, and our chief guest, who is certainly instrumental in navigating the youth of this Aldona village towards achieving their dreams and aim nothing less than the stars. Let me also acknowledge the presence of headmistress of St. Thomas Girls High School, Sister Rosalina Cresto, Punch members Shri Subhash Rao, Srimati Natalin Kulaso, Shri Blaise De Cruz, Aldona GFDC Center Head, Madam Maria Logo, PT Teacher, my GFDC official Franklin, dear students and my dear trainees. In fact, I am certain that all present here, the educators, the coaches and the parents and also the faculty teachers, they are busy in inculcating the young generations the value of time, how to be one discipline, what is to be fearless in approach, how it is to be character driven, to be full of zeal, to have a goal in their life. Today's football kit distribution to our young budding footballers is a small effort to ignite them into the champions, and it is nothing but a conscious effort to groom them into a sporting stalwarts in Goa. In fact, as a member secretary, I am certain that football will only grow better, bigger and more even extensively popular in the state with much needed support from government, in particular our Honorable Chief Minister and our Honorable Sports Minister, who leaves no stones unturned to take state sports to a greater height. I would also like to extend my gratitude to parents and families. They never fail to impress us with their constant support and their zeal they exhibit in allowing their children to take part in sports competitions and balance their academics too. Goa Football Development Council, GFDC, has almost covered length and breadth of the state in the effort to promote and improve the standard of football in Goa. And our GFDC technical, academic and support staffs, they are unsung heroes who have only one vision: to see their trainees, boys and girls, they are making into the first division clubs or the professional leagues. Truly appreciable. The establishment of 35 centers in both the rural and urban areas in the state of Goa. They are working tirelessly, and Aldona center itself currently has 35 boys trainees and 45 girls trainees. Yeah. I don't know, it may be the 35 girls trainees, right? And 45 boys trainees. And sports, beside grooming healthy life, healthy mental status and healthy body, it also helps in building character, in building self-confidence, inculcate discipline, and in building happy community. There are several such benefits, one can just go and on. So before I conclude, I would like to emphasize on all that teamwork is a privilege, and it's a very rare opportunity to get to work with others. One's performance can solely depend upon intrinsic motivations and one which you receive an encouragement when you work in a group as a team. So let's work together and take this legacy of Goan football to a greater height. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Doctor. Dear students and friends, we had just now Dr. Geeta Nagwekar addressing us. To know Dr. Geeta a little better, to know more about her, she did her schooling in New Goa High School, Mapsa. After that, she joined St. Xavier's, her higher secondary education, and her BSc she did through St. Xavier's College, Mapsa. She completed her MSc course, that is in Marine Sciences, from Goa University. PhD from National Institute of Oceanography through Goa University. She has done her law, LLB, and then LLM from Salgokar College of Law. Then, in 2016, she joined civil service. 2016. And she has almost served about 20 departments in the Goa government. 20 departments she has served. You know, it's really a unique thing to work in 20 departments. I really congratulate you, Dr. Geeta, for your excellent performance. Just to tell you a few, her postings were as Additional Director, Municipal Administration, Deputy Director, Panchayat North, Deputy Commissioners, that is City Corporation, Panaji, Deputy Director of WRD, Deputy Director of Printing, Press and Stationery, Deputy Director of Social Welfare, Deputy Director of Agriculture, Deputy Director of Art and Culture, Deputy Director of PWD, Deputy Director of Electricity, Executive Director of SAG, Director of Environment and Climate Change, Director of Sports and Youth Affairs. And as I have mentioned to you earlier, currently she is the Executive Director of SAG and Member Secretary of GFDC. A loud applause to Dr. Geeta for an excellent work. And now, may I request our chief guest for today's function, Dr. Carlos Pereira, who is the MLA of Aldona constituency, to address the guest.
I'm going to be telling you one thing. I don't speak about officers just because an officer sitting at the table with me or at a dais with me. I have known Dr. Geeta Nagwekar when she was the Deputy Commissioner of CCP. And I used to be the lawyer handling certain cases of CCP's City Corporation of Benjamin. And we have interacted, though never met on telephone. And I liked her style of giving me the instructions, finding out the legal position, and then giving clearance for the actions to be taken when there was a doubt. Knowing that she was capable, after that I lost track where she had gone. But one day when I came to know she was in SAG as the Executive Director, I was very happy. Because I found that a person who has focus on what he or she does will always emerge as a good administrator. And I'm glad, Dr. Geeta, that you are here despite your masters in marine sciences. From good clear water, she is going through choppy waters in a state administration. But she is steering well, and I'm glad that she does her best what can be done, not just to the department, but even to the sports fraternity across Goa. It's very difficult, let me tell you, to handle and balance work when you have your internal schedules and the pressures which people like us sometimes phone. What has happened? Why is it not happening? Why is it getting delayed? You know, these kind of things. And sometimes there are some of my colleagues, sometimes some of the people in the villages who get very angry when some things don't happen. And still you have to face all these kind of things. I want you to give a big hand to Dr. Geeta Nagwekar, please. Sister Rosarina, you know, soft-spoken, but very strong-headed. She knows what she is focused on, and she knows how to get it done. I won't say more, but that I think in a nutshell, you know students better, because every day you see Sister Rosarina, and she gives the best of her time, her mind to you all. When I was small, we lived in Margaon, and I always remember reading the newspapers about achievements of 10th standard students, and we would always see St. Thomas Boys School and St. Thomas Girls School. St. Thomas Girls School was not so much as the boys' school, but of late, St. Thomas Girls School, High School, has been in the news time and again, whether it's in education, whether it's in cultural programs, whether it's in sports or anything. It's because of the level which Sister Rosarina has brought the educational institution along with her colleagues. Please give a big hand to Sister Rosarina. Our punch members, I don't have much to say because they are the punch members. But here we have Blaze with Franklin, who belong to the GFDC. Blaze is very passionate about football and GFDC. And I know how Blaze ensures that our Pitla ground, which is under control of GFDC, is being maintained, and he's very passionate about sports and promoting sports. When we were small, I remember we all played football on the ground. What ground? There was no football ground. It was just in the paddy fields or just some hard rock ground, and everybody played. And I want to tell you another thing. If you have not seen that age, many of us played even without shoes. That's the way we all played. But when our children went in for nationals or for big championships, they had to wear shoes. They could not even stand on the shoes. That was the funny thing, because they were never trained to use those shoes. Walk in the shoes, forget to run with those shoes. And finally, we would come back with a big beating. Gradually, sports kits were being purchased and sports kits were being distributed. And that was an individual effort. Either the schools bought it or the sports clubs bought it. But you would remember, we had top sports clubs in Goa, because besides fish, curry, rice, and what they say, feni, football was in our passion. And if football put us on a map, we even reached international levels with football in our blood. And I'm very glad that GFDC has thought positively of giving sports kits or football kits to our Aldona Institute, because they have the entire state to look after. But still, I thank Blaze for having pushed and done these things. I want you to give a big hand to Blaze for all of his work. That's what we sometimes call favoritism. So, and as Dr. Geeta has said, by the way, I didn't know your impressive qualifications. As Dr. Geeta said, any sports discipline requires a discipline. The discipline has to be, you must be mentally ready, you must have a timetable, you must have regular practice, and you must strive to have perfection. If you don't think of winning a goal, you will have goals hit against you, which means you will lose and you will be nowhere. If you think of passing your school examinations, don't think of just a pass mark. Think of getting 104. Is it possible to get 104? Is it possible to get 104 out of 100? No. If you try 104, you'll get 94. But if you try 35, which is your passing mark, you may get 20. So please always try to get maximum, even more than what you can get, and you will reach the sky. You may not touch the stars, but you will reach the sky. So my request to the children, when these kits are given to you, don't keep them inside your cupboards. Don't think I will keep them clean and neat and not use them. You have to use them. You have to practice every day. You can't get up one day and decide, oh, today I will play football. You may not even be able to run on the ground. So everyday practice will make you perfect. And unless you have practice, there's no perfection. So I ask you to take your kids after they are given, and those more who are also interested, I think should also strive, because there are few who love to play football professionally, and there are others who also love to play football. You never know who amongst the crowd becomes the best, despite the ones in the front standing out. Because a hidden talent always shows up when no one has noticed. So I ask you all children, please take these kids, make the best use of it. I want to see more laurels of the school. I want the name of our high school being made more and more famous. Remember, the more famous you make your school, there is always a greater demand for people to come to your school. Sister will be having this line of students saying, give admission to my child. And that sometimes becomes very difficult because there is limited sitting arrangement. And this, if you make the school good, if you make the school top notch, you will have one day go out and say, that was my school. You will proudly tell people, not just here in Goa, maybe whichever part of the world you are, you will tell, this was my school. When we were in London, in August of this year, we went to a church called St. Mary's Church in Cambridge. And there was a group of people there, all foreigners looking. And they offered to take photograph of my wife and me. And I said, okay. And then they asked me, are you from Mexico? I said, no, I'm from Goa. And one lady said, I'm from Goa. And my mother was in Africa, but I've come to Goa in Aldona. Oh, I said, Aldona. Then I told her, I represent Aldona. I couldn't tell her what's an MLA there. So I told her, I represent Aldona. And she told me the connections with her family. Of course, I forgot it because I was meeting so many people. I put that photo in the Facebook to ask, does anyone know her? But what I'm saying is, she spoke also fondly of the school because she stayed here and she studied here. So maybe somebody will pick it up and find out who she is and connect her back to her roots. This is what happens. In a remote place in the world, someone says, I was from the school, and how happy you feel. If you are a student of the school, you will feel even more happy. I'm just from Aldona constituency, from Kojuan. So I felt happy. Think of it when you say, oh, my school, who are the teachers, who was your headmistress, who was your principal. We'll have a lot of conversation. And you never know. Sometimes the person may be very, very highly positioned, very, very top executive in some big multinational company. And perhaps you, or maybe your brothers, sisters, or one day when you're married, your children may be able to be helped by such people. You never know. Or perhaps one day you can help somebody. So I wish you all the best. I thank GFDC for having made the kits available to the children. I thank Dr. Geeta Nagvikar, who has taken her time, because I know her schedules are not very easy, to have come here. And Sister Rosarina, of course, being the beacon of light, who leads the charge of the Light Brigade. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Carlos Ferreira, for your words of encouragement and words of wisdom. Thank you. Now, we present kits to our students. May I request our chief guest, Advocate Carlos Alvarez, to present a kit to Amy Ferrao. Amy Ferrao, first student, please. Amy Ferrao, please come. So here we have Amy Ferrao being presented a kit by our chief guest, Advocate Carlos Ferreira. She was trained by Sir Wardle and she represented Goa team. So Amy Ferrao represented Goa team and she was trained by Sir Wardle. Thank you, sir. We have our next student, Jasmine Fernandez. She too was trained by Wardle, sir, and she also represented Goa. I request our guest of honor, our guest of honor, Dr. Geeta Nagvikar, to present a kit. Thank you. The third student, Miss Asna Bandurkar, she also represented Goa, and I request Sister Rosarine to present the cake to this girl. Thank you. I request our punch member Subhash Rao to present the kit to our student. Next one. Thank you, Lord. I request Nathalie Colasso to present a cake to our next child. Mr. Franklin Rongan to present the next gift. Thank you. Mr. Blaise de Cruz will be presenting the next gift. Ms. Maria Lobo, our PT teacher, will present the next. Yes, thank you. Be seated. You can be seated. And now, as a token of our love and appreciation, we present mementos to our chief guest, a guest of honor and sister. May I request a student Angel, to present a memento to our chief guest, Dr. Carlos Alvarez Faria. Thank you, Angel. I request Sachi to present a memento to our guest of honor, Dr. Geeta Nagwekar. Allow clap, please. Yes. Thank you, Sachi. Andrea to present a memento to the headmistress of the school, Sister Rosalie. Thank you, Andrea. Now I request Sir Waddle to propose the vote of thanks.
Every successful event is a result of collective effort, and today is no exception. I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Advocate Carlos Alvarez Ferreira, our guest of honor, Dr. Geeta Nagwekar, Sister Rosalina Crasto, Headmistress of St. Thomas High School, for always motivating our young athletes and strengthening grassroots sports development. To our very own Mr. Franklin Rongan, who makes sure that all our coaches plan well, get the necessary facilities and proper guidance. We thank Mr. Subhas Rao and Ms. Natalina Colasso, Punch members Aldona, for gracing this occasion. To the school management for organizing this kit distribution ceremony. To our center head, Mr. Blaise de Cruz, for making all the arrangements for the kits and for making sure that the refreshments, the facilities and the ground is always available to us for practices. To teacher Maria Robo, to make sure that all the kids are there for practices regularly, to coordinate with the parents as well as the players to make sure that they come on time, they are safe, and many a times she takes care of the transport and makes sure that every kid reaches home on time. To my fellow coaches, Mr. Sundar Rao and our groundsman, Mr. Charles Fernandez, for always dedicatedly guiding and motivating all our young boys and girls, our football players, on and off the field. To all our young players who are seated right here, thank you for regularly coming for practices and growing as a sports person and as a player. Lastly, I would all like to thank you young enthusiastic kids and would encourage you to take some sports or the other. And if it's football, we will be more than happy. Let us continue to support and encourage football and sports on a whole in our community. Wishing all of you a wonderful and a blessed day. Thank you so much.
So good morning, my name is Waddle D'Souza and I'm the coach of Aldona, GFDC, and today was the kit distribution ceremony. It was for the girls, St. Thomas Girls High School. It was for the under 17 and under 14 football team. So it was a ceremony wherein they got their jersey, their shorts, the socks, shoes and shin guards. It is something good which GFDC has been doing, is giving them full kits, because once a child comes for practices fully kitted, it's nice. Secondly, the school is doing well. They have reached the finals on 3 occasions, 3 previous occasions, plus they have been the runners-up in the Moira tournament, and FC Goa organized a Little Gods League. So they have been doing well, and today I think they are very excited to have a full new kit which is there, and also the management had made sure that all other students are there for this program. It is a very good encouragement, because many of them would hopefully take football as a sport, which is good, because nowadays as a coach I feel that there is a decline in students participating in sports, because I understand they have to go for tuitions, they have other activities, but sports is an integral part of their routine, which I feel they should inculcate at least 1 hour in the day. And we are not saying it's only football, it's any sport, but 1 hour a day is a must. So it is a nice encouragement for all the kids, the players as well as non-players. Hopefully they take up sports soon. The major role that someone plays is their parents. The kids are always willing, but yes, they have to be shown how to manage their time, how to manage time from education, how to manage time for sports. So a parent plays a very important role. I have seen parents coming at 6:45 in the morning with the kids. They train for 1 hour every day. The sister is very encouraging with their timing. She has given them permission to join in at 8:15. It made a lot of difference. And once a parent encourages the kid, I think there is nothing else that can stop the kid. Yes, the kid also has to put an equal amount of interest and dedication, but the main part, I think, to kickstart something, it is the parents. So they have shown a great interest. They have been coming, and as I said, they have been reached the finals for the previous 3 years. So it's a good thing that is being helped by the parents and the kids. My message to all the football lovers is, as we say Goans, in Konkani there's a phrase, "Amcha Roktan football asa." So I wish all the kids a bright future in football and mostly in sports, and keep up the flame of football growing.
I am Megan Darucha from St. Thomas Girls High School, Aldona. I study in class 10th. I would like to thank the GFDC for giving us this good training, for helping us improve, motivating us and supporting us throughout. I would like to thank Sir Warrell, Sir Sundar, Sir Blaze, Teacher Maria, our PE teacher, and Sister Rosarina, our headmistress, for giving us this good opportunity, for encouraging us throughout and helping us, and thanks for everything.